And hello everyone, this is GA, the Cartoon Hyena, and someone on YouTube had this comment asking, how do I draw perfectly? First of all, I do not draw perfectly under any circumstance. I'm going to let you know, there's a lot of people on YouTube that could draw better than me, a lot of people on the internet that could draw better than me. Basically, I'm just here. But if you want tips on how to draw better, I think I could give you a little bit. Number one, tracing. Now, pretend you're watching TV. This circle is on the TV, correct? So this circle is in the TV show, and I have a pad and pencil with me. Keep in mind, this is probably a good tip, but when I was younger, every time I watch TV, every time I watch a movie or a TV show, I always had a pad, pencil, and eraser with me, or some kind of paper. Anyways, it's on TV, so trace. I would trace like this. It's not perfect, but I traced it. The second one is shape. Keep in mind, why is trace before shape? Because with trace, you have an idea of what you're drawing, if that makes sense. I don't know. I mean, later on, you got to, like, measure, like, how far the hand is to the head, how big the eyes are, and do the eyes fit in the forehead like it did in the TV show. Stuff like that. So second is shape. You also have to learn stuff like circles, squares, triangles, you know, the basic ones. And then when you see like a character on TV, for me is SpongeBob and Patrick, you could identify the squares and the circles and the triangles. As you're doing that, you will understand like little shapes no one else seems to notice. Like SpongeBob, when he's looking at center point, his nose would be a circle. Just erase the bottom part. Also, not just the obvious circles, but also his cheeks. His cheeks would be circles too. So you draw the cheeks, and then you realize like a smile is almost like a half circle. So you add a smile, and then you add like the squares. Then you realize he has like a chin underneath. So you'll add like the bottom circles. You know, it's like his eyelashes are a little more rectangular than just lines. So yeah, like really thin rectangles. So, or when you're done tracing, you can actually identify which parts are shapes. And you could do it vice versa. You might even put shapes before tracing, but when I was younger, I always did tracing, and then I learned about the shape thing. Then it comes to think outside the box. So, let's say I want to draw an apple. Apples are gonna look like this when you try. When you try, it's gonna look like this, correct? Correct. But apples aren't always round. You want to make it look a little more realistic, right? So here's what you do. You keep the circle. See what I'm doing? You keep the circle, but you got to draw outside the box. Yes, boxes aren't always circle, but some boxes are circle, and this is not part of the subject whatsoever. So, you see the apple? You got to keep the circle. You got to keep this. Add a little bit of bumps to it, but keep the structure of the circle. Even if the shape is not a circle anymore, keep the structure of the circle. Keep it like this. This is just a quick demonstration, and like the bouncing ball demonstration you probably did on flipbooks when you were younger, it's going to level up each time you do it. So keep it like this. Keep it like this. And you know, the leaf is also going to look like this, right? Try to add a little bit of differences towards it. Add it like this. Add it a little bit like this. Move the circle a little higher. Then add the stem. Then add the leaf. But look, the leaf is not fully touching the circle. That's okay. As long as the circle is a demonstration of what you're trying to indicate, of what you're trying to bring. See, like this. And you're going to draw the stem over here, right? The stem was over here before? Well, put it down here. Make it over here. It's going through the line, but that's okay. And then you do it like this. Bada boom. Now it looks a little more like an apple, but there's still the circle part. This is the part where I would say you have to erase the circle. And if there wasn't a fly buzzing around me, if there wasn't a... I'm sorry, I'm just a hyena. I'm not dinner. Why do flies like to eat me? You're not going to erase the lines that create the apple. You're going to erase the circle. Keep in mind, you got to draw it lightly. When you draw it lightly, it'll be easier to erase. So the apple part, you need to draw rough. You need to push on with the apple part. Like this. Even if you erase it, go ahead. That's fine. You could, since you pushed on the other parts, you could push on it again. That would keep a little bit of the earlier outlines it previously had, and then you can see it. Now we are looking at an apple. Now you could color it in, like seriously, just color in the apple. That's great. This looks great, but you know how to make it actually look better? Another step is shading. How do you shade? You have to do this lightly, while lightly darkening the rest. Like this. If this makes sense. When you're near the outlines, push harder. That's what I do anyways, push harder. It might look comic bookish, it might not look great, but that's okay. Push hard, and then add a little bit of spice up here. Just a little bit, just pretend you're salting it. And the eraser. The eraser is important. Don't just use it to take away mistakes. When you draw, the eraser is also a tool. Use it like this. That brings an extra shine. Erasers' jobs aren't just to separate mistakes from the precise pictures. An eraser's job is also to bring a shine to it. Because keep in mind, an eraser is a tool as well. Now, here's what I do. The apple looks great, but I want to make it kind of touch. You see these lines? You see how it makes it up and down, left and right sometimes? Well, push. You can wet your finger a little if you want, but push. If you kind of do this, you blend it a little. Yes, sometimes it gets in your finger, but still. It's just a little bit of blending. And sometimes there'll be like pencil marks around it, that's fine. Use the eraser. And see, it looks a little better. It looks better than it did before. When you draw an apple, you gotta do it like this. And it creates like an indication of brightness, it creates the indication of light source, it creates dimension towards your art. It makes it look better. And sometimes you can add a little bit more like erasing towards it. Sometimes you got a little more like darkening. And trust me, that's fine. And sometimes you got a little bit of lines. Because sometimes if you look closely at an apple, there's a little bit of lines. And here you go. See, it looks better. You can also do it with the leaf. But because the leaf is also small and a little distant from us, unlike the apple, it doesn't have to fully be the same way. You could do it kind of like this, just add little squares and stuff in the back. And it can still work. It still works. See, this is how you do it. I think. I don't know. I'm not professional. I am not a teacher. I don't have like a license to this. This is all just from experience. And here's the apple. When you sketch, do it lightly, like this. Don't sharpen it till later. Do it lightly like this. I am going to do it this shape, because this is what SpongeBob looks like. Do it lightly. And if there's certain things you want to add, like make this, I don't know, cereal box. I guess you could add stuff like this to it, like this. Keep in mind this is not scripted, so I have no idea what am I doing. See, you could do it like this, and erase the extra line. And if you want the box to look fancy, then go ahead. You see the square? You don't have to draw inside the box all the time. Metaphorically, the box is the shape, not the box I'm trying to draw. You could do this. Take away a little bit of the setting. Now it's not fully a square. You could erase some of the square details. And here you go. It creates like the indication of the shape, but at the same time it also creates like the illusion of it being three-dimensional. And it also creates the illusion of it being a shape. And like I said before, you could pull to add like shading towards it. The pulling takes a while. You don't want to ruin it, but it does take a while. Okay, isn't that delicious? I don't know what I put in the box. I'm sorry, I have to do jokes. I'm the little brother figure. What do you expect? I gotta do it all the time. Gets annoying, but I do it. Man, bugs love jumping on my stuff. Anyway, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. It goes like this. It works for characters, it works for sceneries. I'm not so great at drawing sceneries. Keep in mind, these tips are also meant for me because I am not fully good at drawing. I am not perfect on stuff. But these are the basis, and these actually help you draw better. There's a few others I'm trying to remember, but I don't fully remember it at the time. But these are the basis. And whatever lunch this is, it looks delicious. I think I still have no idea what's inside the box. I don't know. I'm gonna put popcorn, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was cereal, but it's right there. And I said lunch. Actually, you eat popcorn for snacking. It doesn't matter. Now try doing this with characters. If you want me to do a character design video and how that kind of works, please let me know. I like doing drawing videos. I don't get to do those as often as I did before, but I love doing them. This is DA, the Cartoon Hyena, and I am signing off. Thank you very much. And once again, please use these. Use tracing, use shape, use drawing outside the box, use shading, shadowing, erasing. Use those, please. Those are very important when it comes to drawing. Once again, you can do it for scenery, you can do it with objects, you can do it with characters. It doesn't matter. This technique is meant for anybody and everything. And I'm not a professional, but these have been working for me for years, so there you go. Again, if you want me to do a character drawing video thingy, I could do that too. This is DA, and this is my video. Check it.